Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is Slovenian Countryside. Well, this isn't. This is a dining room, but we will get around the map. This is a new map by WhiteBull Modding. It will use 182.99 megabytes. We start off, if we have a quick look on the map, it's a fairly small map. This is a Slovenian map. It does say all objects are made by real-life examples on Slovenian farms. Now, a couple of things. It does say the map has two farms. One is on the flat surface and has all the animals. The second one's in the hills and only has cows. Bear that in mind when we come out. Yeah, you'll see. So, fairly small map. Where do we start? I always do new farmer when I'm doing a map tour. So, we start with field 2 and that section there around the main farm, which is pretty much in the middle of the map. This is the flat part of the map. Bear that in mind. There's a few stores. We have got barn, grain mill, port southeast, sawmill and spinnery. This is a fairly small map. On New Farmer, you've used 527 out of 1,299 slots. If we come out here into the corridor and press, no, in here into the bedroom, L3 is your sleep trigger. So this is your farmhouse, this is your sleep trigger for sleeping through the night, should you wish to do so. So we're going to come out into the yard. This is a very small, tightly packed yard. There are some really nice features. This is a tale of two halves, this map. It's very hard when a map maker or modder has got a bank of mods or maps already made not to make comparisons to other things they've done, because that's kind of their works so far. It is hard to do, but this has got some really lovely features. There's also got some bits on it that I would imagine are going to be really frustrating. This is going to be a very niche map. Because of the topography, because of the way the map's laid out, it's very small. It's going to be small machinery, small farming. We'll go back onto the map again and I'll show you. With regard to fields, these are the size of the fields. They are tiny. And we've got a lot of grass fields, but if you kind of look at the topography, you can see the darker areas. This is hilly. It's a hilly map. As far as prices of fields go, 40,000. 5,000. Then you get patches where you've got bits of forestry with a field and a bit of grass field as well. So not too expensive. We've got a big forest over on the eastern side of the map. Again, it's broken up into sections so you can buy it. They're fairly expensive, but not too bad. We do have a sawmill, which we'll have a look at in a minute. So field prices aren't too expensive, but there aren't that many of them and they're very small. Are there contracts? There are. But again, because the fields are so small, you are not going to make mega money doing contracts. It's not big money territory. It just isn't that kind of map. So, this is the main yard. We are facing south at the moment. We have got a whole load of machinery and equipment. The farmhouse, if you go upstairs and come out, you can come out into the balcony where the washing line is. No railing, be incredibly careful there. Like I say, tightly packed. We have got chickens. The chickens are around. Here is your trigger for your chickens, and then I think that's the feed bit. That said, where the egg boxes appear, I have no idea. There is so much going on here. We've got the cow barn here, which is something a bit different again. This is your milk parlour bits. This is your milk trigger. If we come round a bit here and press L3, this is your trigger for buy, sell, load, unload of the cows. I'm going to put a couple of black and white ones in just so you can see, and they appear out here in the little pasture which sweeps around the side. They are there, which sweeps around the side. What is nice about this as well, we've got a hayloft up there, and sometimes the haylofts are difficult to access and that kind of thing. What I do like about this, I guess that's what I'm saying, there's some really nice features. Water trough there, you've got this ramp up into the hayloft here, which means for storing bales and things. That's a really nice feature. What I also like is when we come down to the roads here, you've got the kind of barbed wire fence you kind of pull to one side. So I mean, there are some really nice features, some quality stuff. Just across the road there, that's your bunker silo. There. So we go back out into the yard. And as we move round, we've got a sawmill. Now this is like its own. No, it doesn't operate. but you've got your own little sawmill bit. So if you bring lumber down here, you've got a sell point here for your lumber, which is quite a nice touch. Kind of give it a bit of a giveaway by the fact you've got all sawn timber and stuff there. I like, again, that's a really nice feature. I like that. Lots of farms do that. They will saw their own stuff up. They'll do their logging and cut it all up, or buck it up for firewood or whatever. Then as we come round, we've got pigs, and the pig bit is just here. So buy, sell, load or unload is just there, with feed triggers, straw, and slurry pit there. Water trough is just here for your pigs. So like I say, very, very tightly packed in. Bits of machinery dotted around all over the place, and we'll have a look at what we actually start with in just a second. This has got me baffled. I thought, oh, it's like a log store, or you could use it for pallets and stuff like that, but it's got chain link all the way around it, so you can't actually, if I put the menu open, it's not, there's no way of opening it to put anything into it. It's a bit of an odd one. I initially thought it was the chicken coop. I thought, well, that's a really weird way of keeping chickens. How tall are they? But no, I can't fathom what that's for. But anyway, so that in essence, that's the main farm. That's it. Like I say, there's not a lot of room. This is a small machinery thing. Now, on to start from scratch and farm manager. On both of those settings, you drop down to 400 slots used out of 1299. That's for console only. You do start with all the machinery, but you don't have any of the buildings. Which brings me on to a point that's worth mentioning now. If we go into this menu here, and we go across to our placeables, I will often mention if there are mods that the map maker has made. If we look across at animal pens, there's nothing modded. So these animal pens that are on here in front of us, these are integral to the map. But if you come on start from scratch or farm manager, you don't have them. You don't have this, you don't have the farmhouse, you don't have the sawmill bit, the pig pen, none of this stuff at all. Now these aren't mods that you can replace, they're not on the map. And I would suggest be very careful because of the undulating nature of the farm area here, and remember this is the flat part of the map. Replacing new pastures is going to be really hard. So start from scratch and farm manager, I really don't know if that would be a viable option. I'm going to put a picture up now that I took on, I think it was farm manager, and it's a little bit scary because we've got this pit here, there, which I'm assuming is your slurry pit. Well, you'll see what I mean when I show you the picture now. So that's why you need to be careful if you do farm manager and start from scratch. I wouldn't advise it personally, but that's my own personal preference. The screen does open here for the cows. We'll open the door up there as well. Like I say, this is not, you won't get big machinery in here. I'm going to take this because it's a little bit faster than the Fiat, which is only 15 miles an hour, so we'll use this one. And let's get round a bit more on the map. Oh yeah, machinery. What do we actually start with? So, we go to garage, scroll across, we start with the Fendt Fabric 511, Fiat 1300, the Bison Super, Strautmann trailer, header for the Bison, we've got slurry spreader, mower, tedder, windrower, loading wagon. It kind of looks like it's aimed more towards livestock and the surrounding fields being a lot of grass fields, and then you've got a mixing wagon for your animals. But like I say, there's nothing on here for all those buildings. So, yeah, you can't replace those. It doesn't even actually show in that menu that we own the house. Well, whilst it is the sleep trigger, we can't actually sell it, which is an interesting one. So, we're going to come out and we're going to head north now, out to some of the sell points. Then we're going to take a drive out round the countryside until we get to the sheep, and we'll get to the cows. There's a second cow pasture which is out in the hills, in inverted commas. Don't know about you, but this feels pretty hilly to me already. But you'll see when we get further out. I think I need to carry. I'm just trying to think, which route should I go? We'll go this way. It's incredibly picturesque. You know, that's what I mean about the Tale of Two Halves. I really like the sweeping landscape and the, you know, it's a very picturesque map. And the comparison between this and Hills of Slovenia, which was another WhiteBull Modding map. That's weird. I found some of the road layout to be a little bit blocky and a little bit, it wasn't kind of smoothed out and flowing. This is a lot better. This seems a lot better to me. Again, that's just that's just kind of what I've observed. Now, a lot of the triggers are right on top of each other, so kind of locating them and knowing exactly which one's which is a little bit tricky. This is your store, just here, your main farm shop, with your trigger just in there. That's your vehicle workshop trigger, so you buy, sell, customise, repair. That's it. Well, not buy, sorry, sell, customise, repair. It's just there. We've got 2 triggers here. I can't remember which one's which. Let's check the map, because we are right on top of. We've got Port Southeast and then a sawmill one. So I think that's Port Southeast. I can't see the port, but that's Port Southeast. Where was the sawmill trigger? Have I passed the sawmill trigger? Hang on a minute. That's further back. I've gone past it. Like I said, there are so many right on top of each other. I think that's the barn. I'm pretty sure that's the barn sale point. We're going to go back to the sawmill one. That's a bit further around. As I say, there are a few bits I've found a lot recently on certain maps by certain map makers. It's difficult to tell what trigger is, especially when they're right on top of each other. When you look at the map and you've got 3 or 4 sell points right on top of each other and the words are all on top of each other, it's really hard to see which one's which. I've lost the sawmill. I could have sworn I had a bit of a drive round. I thought I found it earlier. Oh, because that's up from the farm. We've just literally come off the main road from the farm. I'm having a mare. So I was going to say, whilst I've got the little sawmill point there, we do have a separate sawmill. Something else I think I'm going to point out at this point as well. When I first came on this map, I thought my controller was broken. I don't know if any of you have experienced or will experience the same thing. When I started off inside the farmhouse, my cursor, my dot in the middle of the screen, kept going up to the ceiling. I could not get it to level, and I thought my controller's broken. I came out, checked on another map, and it was perfectly fine. Came back in again, and it's been fine ever since. I don't know why it did it. It was very peculiar. I've not had it happen before. I am baffled. Never mind. Okay, well maybe we'll come across a sawmill at a later point. We'll head this way, down across the little ford. It's going to be something really obvious, isn't it? Glaringly obvious. I've driven straight past it. There'll be people shouting at their screens now. I apologise that I've missed it. But like I say, there's forestry dotted all the way around, and you can see the nature of the hillsides. This is going to be a challenging map to play on. So same thing here with triggers. We've got one trigger here, which is a sell point. We've got the livestock trigger, and then we've got spinnery, I think it is. However, thank you Henk for messaging me. Henk messaged me to say the livestock trigger's not working. If I press L3, it's not. Apparently, it's up there somewhere, up in the air. I don't know how he knows it's up in the air. If I press L3 on this one, this isn't the livestock trigger either. And what I'll do, if I go into the menu here and go to, hang on, sawmill. Let's do that. Highlight the sawmill. It's over there. Oh, I'm frustrated now. So that's not the barn, that's the sawmill. Well, that's what it says for sawmill. Okay. Weird one. So let's go back into that menu, and we'll switch that from that, untag, and we'll put spinnery on. So that is the spinnery point, which is that one there. This is supposed to be a livestock trigger, and like I say, I cannot get it to work, and I have been reliably informed it's up there somewhere. I'm assuming there's going to be an update. We have got a supermarket there. There's no trigger or anything for that. That's just, you know, part of the scenery. I haven't come across a lime point either. There's no biogas plant on the map. There are no additional crop types. It's standard crops. Is it seasons compatible? I have no idea. It doesn't say in the Modhub website whether it is or not, and sometimes when they are, you get a bit of a clue because the pictures on the website, one of the pictures will show snow or something, and you think, okay, well, it must be. None of the pictures show it with snow or anything, so I couldn't say for definite hand on heart whether this is seasons compatible or not. I'm sorry, I don't know, which I know doesn't really help, but it is what it is. So what we're going to do is head around the countryside, away from the flat area. Now, in the middle there are, on the hillside, it's just for aesthetics, you've got these little vineyards on the hillsides. Now, in light of the fact that, and I thank you for the correction, Ischia, not Ischia, I kept saying for the new Italian map, Ischia. If the ability to plant and do grapes and vineyards becomes a reality on console, the use of hillsides, which for farming are pretty much redundant, that will change things. So you can just see them through there. We've got some vineyards, which at the moment you can't do anything with on this particular map. But you can also see how small the fields are and how challenging they're going to be to work on, because they are, you know, you can just see now where we're driving. So I'm going to continue on. We're going to head out towards the second cow pasture, and then we'll go to the sheep. And again, we're at this point, it's just kind of getting a feel for the map, really, what it looks like, the textures, the terrain, the kind of colour palette. It's nice, and that's, like I say, there's a few little things that I think it may need an update, it may need a bit of a tweak here and there, but for the most part it's a lovely looking map. But as I said right at the start, it's a very niche map. There are going to be a lot of people that will not touch this with a barge pole. They won't want to know, especially with small fields, especially with the very hilly terrain. A lot of people prefer using medium to large size machinery, and there's no way this will support that. The fields are just too sweeping, and the bigger machinery, it's another signpost on the floor, the bigger machinery won't work very well on steep curves, so it would have to be small machinery. I'm going to cut cross country here. Actually, I think we'll go this way. We'll go up this track, and you can also see if you've got a vehicle with a trailer and you're loaded up, it's going to be hard work. You're going to need something with a bit of oomph about it to get going anywhere. So we're now coming up on the second cow pasture. If you thought where we were originally was hilly, you ain't seen nothing yet. So this is the second farm. This is on the hilly part of the map. Hilly, this is positively mountainous. But like I say, there's something about it that it's really quite cool. I like the fact that you get the feeling that it's another one of those areas where the farmer's been just carved out of the countryside. You know, it's grown up, it's been put in, it's been terraced. You know, again, I kind of like it. Up the side here, we've got another one of these bits where you open the gate and it pulls the wire to one side for getting to the top part of the barn, which is also your kind of hayloft. Then down underneath here is for your cows. So this is the second cow shed, L3. Let's buy a couple and put them in. Now, where does it put these? Oh, they're up on the hillside pasture out here. There we go. This is unforgiving terrain. You know, you're going to really come across. I can see vehicles rolling over and that kind of thing quite easily. So that's the second cow pasture. Water trough there. Feedstuffs inside. I'm assuming the trigger for milk is this one here where the churns are. Again, some of the bits not that well marked. What I'm going to do is carry on this way, We're going to go up around the top and we'll see, you know, this is going to struggle up here, I know it is. So yeah, I suppose compared to the bit where originally, this is fairly hilly. I think it's the difference between hilly and mountainous. I think rather than flat and hilly, it should be hilly and mountainous, should be the two descriptions on this. But you can see the forestry laid out in front of us there. Mountains all around. As I said before, it's a really nice picturesque map. It's, you know, I'm going to cut across country again to get to the sheep. So if we follow around here, and then we'll go off-piste, so to speak. And we'll come across to the sheep pen again. Oh, you wouldn't Adam and Eve it, would you? Look at it. It's so this is the sheep. Water trough just there. That's the pasture. Wow. Where's my trigger? I've lost it. I think it might be here. There we go. So we'll get a couple of white sheep, put those in, and as you'll see, they'll be in the field. There you go, down there. So this is your sheep. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm really kind of torn on it. I hope it gets an update. And like I said before, you know, knowing that the map maker modder has got quite a lot. There's a few mods out. There's a bit of a back catalogue. This is a nice map. I mean, you look across there. It's really picturesque. It's lovely. There are some cracking features on this. I like the layout. It has a very, very natural feel to it. In a fairly unnatural environment, you know, an environment that there are probably a lot of farmers around the world that farm in situations like this. Is it ideal? No. Is it going to be for everyone? Absolutely not. But that's the map. They're the sell points, the various different things here and there, the things that I've come across. I may not have covered everything, I may not have seen everything, I do apologise if I have missed anything. But that is Slovenian Countryside by WhiteBull Modding. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. If you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.